as a Clarity administrator, I've been tasked to change all the email domain names of our resources due to a recent acquisition. To do this, the first step we're going to do is we're going to go to the query bridge and execute a query against Clarity to extract all of the resources that exist inside of that environment. So I'm going to look for the query that I've just created, and I'm going to say run query. Okay. This has now pulled out all of the resources that are inside of the system, okay, which I have 853 records. Now what I want to do is I want to export this data to Excel. All right, I've now downloaded that particular file to Excel, so I'm going to open that Excel file and I'm going to email it to the department that needs to make the modifications to that email address. I have just received the Excel file, and this is the Excel file that I received from the other department with the actual new email address that has been changed. Okay. So now we're going to need to use the data loader to load that data back into PPM. So the first step is we are going to open up the XOG bridge again, and we are going to go to the data loader. And in here what we want to do is we want to create a new template. Okay, and we're going to call this resource email change. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an XML file that matches the CSV file that was sent to me by the other department, so I can map that into the XML. So here I'm going to click Save and Next. And you notice that it has now taken all the mandatory fields that are required and populated them here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for that CSV file that I received from the client. So here's that resources file that I've received. And you notice that it's done all of the mapping except for the ones where the headers don't necessarily match. So here in this case, I want to do for is external, I'm going to use the is active one, and for the resource ID, I want to make sure that I use the resource ID, and I'm going to click Next. This has now generated all of our XML files, so I'm going to validate by going through each one of these or a few of these to make sure that they've actually mapped correctly, and I'm going to now say Run File. And here it's showing me which environment it's going to send it to, and I'm going to click OK. And now it has taken us to our processing screen. I'm going to refresh these results, and it's still running. It's only processed 654 records, so we're just going to let it continue until it finishes. And now we're done making all of those changes.